I'm Brenton. I'm 57 years old and I'm living with HIV. Upon my diagnosis, I went about telling everybody that would listen. I felt that it was important to tell people. I felt for my own sake, my own well-being, it was not something I should keep to myself. I thought it was something I needed to share with my closest and dearest and anyone else who happened to want to know. The first person I told wasn't one individual person, it was a group of people. It was a group of friends and we were at a pub, as you would on a Saturday night. So it was naturally the ideal place for me to disclose. The opportunity for me to disclose came very shortly after my diagnosis was revealed to me by my doctor. So it was a natural thing for me to tell people who were in my immediate environment at the time. I've only ever had one type of reaction from people around disclosing, and that's been of acceptance and gratitude from them for my honesty. The response by my friends upon my diagnosis was surprising. It was pretty much a matter of who cares. My friends, like me, were pretty much all exposed to HIV and in fact AIDS for many years. So it was pretty much something that we were used to as a group, as a community. So upon my diagnosis, upon my disclosure, there was no surprise, there was no shock, there was no horror. There was just, oh well, that's that then. We'll get on with life. I live in a queer bubble. So I know that whatever I say in regard to my HIV diagnosis is going to be accepted in a particular way. I don't have to cross barriers culturally and socially and politically in order to be two people. I think I'm lucky to be able to say that I've been bubble wrapped. Being protected like that allows the act of disclosure to be so much easier and so much more gentle. When I tell people about my HIV diagnosis, I feel that I'm in control of the conversation. I feel that disclosure is an act of self-empowerment. Disclosure allows no room for mistake, no room for criticism, no room for discrimination, or no room for stigma. To disclose your HIV status to anyone puts you in a position of power. I find that hookup apps are not for me. Those times that I have ventured into that world, into that arena, I realise very quickly that they're not for me. In terms of disclosing on those apps, I think it's a no-brainer. I think you disclose immediately. I think to put up a false pretense from the beginning of a potential hookup, relationship, friendship, or whatever it might turn into, to put up that false pretense, it's only going to turn into frustration. My HIV status has never stopped me from pursuing relationships, whether they be short or long-term relationships, and certainly hasn't hindered my ability to have a relationship or relationships. I would encourage anyone who's fearful of HIV as a concept to seek out information and education around what it actually means to be HIV positive and how an HIV positive can have an effect, or the opposite, a non-effect on their life and the life of those people around them. HIV diagnoses are still happening. There's still a long way to go before you eradicate all the issues surrounding HIV. The biggest issue for those of us living with HIV is the stigma surrounding the disease. HIV does not discriminate, but people do. HIV still matters